want to talk about weaving. Like, this is a tapestry. I'm my own tapestry. 44, all weavers know that all is God. And then I got thinking about it. I've had so much stuff come in about weaving and the tapestries and the dark and the light and the duality. And what really sticks out for me is I'm constantly being told to move above the duality. It's not dark and it's not light. To move into this standpoint, if you look at it at the triad, I'm seeing the yin yang. So, like, yes, there's light and yes, there's dark. And yes, we're creating beauty from the ugly. But this is a weaving. I'm my own tapestry to be weaved. And you are your own tapestry to be weaved. And so are they, and so are they. And guess what? Each one of us is a woven thread through the tapestry. So the idea that all of us should be purple threads and a giant purple weaved magnificent net, that's lovely and ideal. Yay, let's have a party. But on the flip side of it, they're like, no, in order for you to create, become the beauty that you are, love yourself in the places you did not, all of those things, it requires a weaving. It requires the dark colors to be weaved in there, and the light ones and the pastel ones and the fluorescent green ones. They're all required to be in the tapestry, because although I have this tapestry of me, the reason I can weave the tapestry of me and choose what I weave in and choose what I weave out or pull out, there's some strings that we need to pull out. That's what we're doing right now, is because you are your own tapestry and you're a different color, a different thread. I can't weave all of me. I can't shape and mold. I can't bring in other colors. I'm seeing like Navajo blankets and all these different things with the beautiful colors and the intricate patterns and designs, and the Maya and the Incan. I'm getting the Inca. I'm getting all these different references, but it's important because these are weavers. The stories that we tell weave a tapestry. So if the story that I'm telling myself is, I'm not worthy of love, this person hurt me, this is dark, and they're bad because they're dark or because they hurt me in this way, actually disallows an appropriate weaving or a misuse of the mind and the energy. And we are truly being called to weave a tapestry, to look at the beauty and the ugly and mesh them together and see what we create, because it is because of those dark experiences or that feeling of lack of love, or reading from the wrong page in the book, or taking somebody else's page and saying, oh, that must be mine, and living it out. We're weaving on a next level as creative, conscious creators. We are weavers in its truest essence. All of us, and all of our weaving is meant to flow together to create anew. When we have clothing, and the tapestry of clothing, says Ava, she says, Mom, think about it. You're wearing a black shirt. That was not black to begin with. It had to be dyed and woven, and look at the different patterns in them. Some of them are cable and some of them are herringbone or something like that. These are beautiful and intricate because we weave different things together. We dye. We don't say, hey, your weaving is different, so it's wrong and it's bad, or hey, that made me feel not good. That's true. It's about owning what happens in the tapestry, or the threads that have been weaved in, so that we may make beauty out of it, so that we may honor it. Because I feel like we are weaving the richest tapestries right now on this earth plane that have ever been woven. We're weaving anew based off of the friction that we've experienced, the darkness, the feelings of lack of love, the Pollyanna ideas where we're looking at, oh, everything is light, but really there's all of these other things that exist too. And all those other things that exist are only going to ripen, enrich, and make your tapestry so beautiful and thick, and I want to say eccentric and beautiful and stunning, and one man's treasure is another man's trash. I'm going to love your tapestry because I know your soul's core essence. But buddy over there, he may be like, I don't like that tapestry, and my tapestry is way over there in the gray zone. And that's okay, because his perception and saying that's in the gray zone over there and it's not for me just made my tapestry richer and fuller and thicker, and wants me to weave more beauty from the ugly, beauty and light from the dark, and all the colors in between. Because guess what? The dark background is where the colors shine the brightest and the most. It's where they stick out. It's where stunning outlines and designs can come through. Black is a color, just like white is. And some people say that's not true, but I'm going with this because I'm being told very clearly, notice the background, the light on the black. Do you see how it shimmers and shines and sparkles? If that were white, you actually wouldn't see it as clearly. Black is meant to highlight the beauty that you are creating. And it's not meant as black and white or dark and light. It's simply a part of the tapestry, part of the spectrum. And this is how we are weaving and creating beauty from the ugly. We are asked to consciously weave, take all the threads, see them clearly without the Pollyanna glass, without the negativity glasses. It's like taking off the light and the dark, the yin and the yang. To find the balance, you must be able to see both. It's like operating from above the duality of the light and the duality of the dark. And it's just like, it's like viewing the tapestry and what you can create from the ugly and the beauty and the dark and the light. If you can't go up and view it, we continue on the dark side, we continue on the light side. And it's this battle when really they're meant to be co-creating with each other. And we only see that from the top. You are a conscious weaver. Pay attention to what you are weaving. Choose to use all of the beautiful, fertile garbage, shit, poop piles, whatever it is, betrayals, traumas, hate, anger, jealousy. Use it all. Create that fire to weave epic beauty out of it. And part of the reason why some of your tapestries, particularly yours, is so epic and beautiful is because you're not just weaving the light anymore. You're now just going to roll in all the other threads. And it's exquisite. Exquisite is the word. Stunning, exquisite, monumental, masterpiece, life-changing, paradigm shifting, script writing, weaving from the most fullest spectrum of the divine. And that's a gift. That's what you're doing. We are weaving. Pay attention. Hold on. So here's what this card is about. All the weavers know that all is God. And this card is important because of this. The weavers know that all is God. Do you? This is a profound, magical time in your life, and it is important that you recognize your relationship with your higher power as essential and primary. Consider all the gifts of your very existence. When you breathe, ask yourself, who is breathing you? What force moves through you, animates you, and those that you love? The universe is a spark of life within you and in nature. In you is true magic, connecting you to the web of all of creation. Each strand woven on your behalf, oh my goodness, each strand woven on your behalf is pure consciousness. Right now, you are being asked to remember this and feel what that means to you. Every single thing in your life is sacred and infused with the power of spirit, God, the conscious universe. Whether it is dark or it is light, there is deep divine truth and the one infinite creator weaved within every color on the spectrum. Even your difficulties are infused with the sacred and are always beckoning you to remember who you truly are. An immortal spiritual being having a mortal human experience. Can you see right now that whatever you are asking about has divinity sparkling through it, no matter what it appears on the outside, no matter how dark it feels on the inside? Treat this subject of your query with reverence. Step into the sacred dance. You cannot go wrong. You are indeed meant to have this very experience right now because you are a weaver and you are remembering that all is God. So I'm adding things into the card as spirit is adding it, but this is everything that I just talked about. And I didn't understand why I bought this deck because it's not really something I would be attuned to, but it showed up and immediately spirit was like, buy that. And I thought, okay, whatever. And I'm not necessarily in tune with it for the fact of the card deck. I'm in tune with it because I am a weaver and I understand we are weaving, and it is about the weavers. And that is everything we just talked about. And I'm
Yeah.
also being told to explain this too, which is in reference to beautiful conscious weaving creators. But when people create beauty from their ugly and they dive deep and they do the work, they then create they weave and create these things that, guess what? I needed her to create this deck however long ago she did, because it was going to show up in my feed exactly when I needed to, with the right message when I needed it too. So as conscious weavers, I'm being told, do not be afraid to create beauty from your ugly, because there's someone down the road who really needs your message, who needs the tapestry that you have woven and your creations of beauty from ugly, your spiritual creations, because they're going to need those messages too. And that is a massive ripple effect, that one person who is willing to go down into the deep and weave and create unapologetically, creating beauty from any ugly they've experienced that benefits us all. And you're not even creating and weaving to share with others. Technically, some of us are and some of us aren't, but I'm being told that we're being asked just to weave beauty from the ugly, lights from the dark, and marry all the beautiful colors together for ourselves, from our own experiences. Both things exist, the left and the right, the dark and the light, the beauty and the ugly, to be weaved together to co-create a whole new world, a whole new world. That's a song playing as I'm saying that, to create this whole new world and to create new worlds. Sometimes we need that clashing. We need the depth of the dark and the brilliance of the sun. As my daughter has said to me numerous times, I want you to shine like the sun, and I want you to illuminate like the moon. I cannot illuminate like the moon if I am not willing to explore that darkness. And instead of pushing it away, turning my face away, saying, I see you and I'm going to use and cultivate you, for you are part of the masterpiece that I am painting. You are part of how I'm able to weave this beauty that is coming, that I'm creating. If you're feeling that deep darkness coming up and you're wondering why, just remember you are weaving something so exquisite. Again, exquisite is the only word I have to describe it, because I feel like there is no word to describe the enormity, the ginormousness of what the feeling is that spirit is giving me, that each and every one of you are weaving, both personally but on a full collective scale for all of us. It's just exquisite. It's more than a feeling. There isn't words to describe the feeling of this. It's joy, it's surrender, it's passion, it's creating those things. It's looking at the whole spread and not pretending that it's just one thing. We're weaving. Let's weave all of it, because that's how we make the most beautiful tapestry that you and I are part of, that we're all part of. But it's through our individual journeys, our own threads, and the tapestry we create for ourselves from our experiences that then gets weaved into the greater tapestry, is what I am seeing. All of these things are intrinsically connected. Please let me know in the comments. I want to know, did it ignite a passion to create within you? Because ultimately, chosen, I am asking you to choose to create consciously, because there are people who need your conscious creations. There is a reason why you've been on the journey you've been on. Gosh, sometimes I feel like I'm this big. Sometimes I feel like the whole world. It's fascinating to move through the different dimensions of the duality of those experiences as well. So take these dualities, see the dark and the light, and move to the space just above it, where it's not about darkness, it's about light. It is about coming together to weave a tapestry, to create beauty from the ugly. And you can't create beauty from ugly if you don't have a side of beauty and the ugly. Do you see what I mean? There's so many different ways to describe it. I will leave that with you, beautiful souls. Of course, if you wish to have a private, intuitive, guided session with me, you can find the details for that in the video description box below. Until next time, beautiful souls.